You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Wait.
To suspend your social security number with immediate effect.
What?
Due to all this, your social security benefits will be canceled until further clearance.
Can it be true?
In case if you feel this is an error, you may contact Social Security Administration on 410-834. I repeat, is 410-834. Thank you.
The proceeding was an actual message I received on my voicemail, I think it was yesterday. And despite the fact that it's a pretty badly done call, I mean, just listen to their use of the English language.
In case if you feel this
My guess is this probably came out of some scam factory in India, and they started using a computerized voice because, well, the accents were kind of a giveaway. Because I've gotten some of those before, saying they're from the IRS or, I'm about to be arrested for something. And if you didn't know that all of these kinds of things, all of them, let's just start with a basic blanket statement. All of them are scams. The IRS doesn't call you to let you know you're in trouble. The FBI doesn't call you to tell you you're being arrested. Your grandkid isn't in some foreign country needing money. Well, okay, maybe that last one is true, but you can double check that without giving them money. Call your child and ask them to contact their child. These things are all blatant scams, and yet, this is the reason I put this one in. One, because it was funny. I mean, just listen to the way they talk.
In case if you feel this is an error.
But two, because these are only worthwhile if people actually fall for them. So the more people we can let know that these things are scams, these things are frauds, these things are designed to get you to call them and give them information that will either allow them to rob your bank or give them the kind of information they need to steal your identity. Okay? They're different than the ones you get in the email that say, we need more information. Could be from the IRS or the Social Security office or some bank or something. Don't even fall for those. Do not respond. If you didn't specifically ask for information and they're asking you for information out of the blue, do not respond to the calls or the emails. You initiate calls, you initiate emails, and you do them directly with the company. For example, if it's your bank, go to your bank's website and call the number, or email the email address on the screen. The IRS, they don't call you. Social Security numbers, well, Social Security numbers don't get canceled. They just don't. It just gets so frustrating sometimes, doesn't it? So tell people that these things are out and about. Heck, if I see something from my own area code and it's not a number I recognize, I never answer anymore because they love to use your own area code to kind of spoof you. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a local call. Oh, this one actually came from area code 401, I believe. Was it 401? Oh, 410, Elk Ridge, Maryland. But anybody, if I wanted a phone number in your area code, I can go online right now, and in 5 minutes, I can have 1,000 phone numbers from your area code, and I'll own them for the next month or so until I don't pay for them again. It's easy. Getting phone numbers is ridiculously easy these days and very, very inexpensive. They're a commodity anymore. So just watch out. And if you think you got something and you don't have anywhere else to turn, well, send me a note at talkingrealmoney.com or give me a call at 855-935-TALK. As a matter of fact, anytime you feel like you might be getting pitched something that isn't entirely on the up and up, call 855-935-TALK or send a note in or use the voice thing at talkingrealmoney.com. That's talkingrealmoney.com. And we get a lot of questions on talkingrealmoney.com like this one. The topic, tax gain/loss harvesting. The question, is this a reasonable strategy or too complicated? Each year, create a taxable event by selling my VTSAX mutual fund shares that have long-term capital gain. VTSAX is the Vanguard Total Stock Index, which is the U.S. index. This amount is taxed at 15%. My tax bracket is 22%. Okay? When there is a major downturn in the market, then sell my VTSAX and buy VTWAX, which is the Vanguard Total World Stock Index, a substantially different mutual fund, thus creating a tax loss to offset my ordinary income in the 22% tax bracket. One, yes, it is too complicated. Two, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, and I've read it several times. One, you can't create a taxable event each year because you've got to go past a year for a long-term capital gain, otherwise it's taxed as income. Two, you may not have enough of a gain to sell on a regular basis. Three, you realize gains at 15% at some point, I'm not sure where, and you're being taxed on your income at 22%. So when you have a loss to offset your income, you are not really offsetting all that much, the way I figure it. So, I mean, because you can only use $3,000 a year to offset ordinary income, I see like your best case scenario is saving a few $100 once in a while, which I don't really think makes it worth it. Tax loss harvesting can make sense when you have big unexpected windfalls, either capital gains or ordinary income. But as a regular strategy, particularly in this kind of a situation, well, in any situation, because of the maximum $3,000 write-off against ordinary income, it's not really an ongoing strategy. It's something you use once in a while. Thanks for the note, though. You can send them in at talkingrealmoney.com on the contact form, or you can also record a message there, or the other way to send a verbal message is just to call 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255.
Hi, Don, Tom. Good morning. I have a question for you about the Pharma and French paper that was written. First question is, when was it? When was it that he actually did it? The reason that I'm asking that is I'm trying to figure out some additional information that I need to get. So if you could tell me when that paper or whenever they were selected as, I don't know, whatever the situation was, let me know what calendar year it was done, and then I have a follow-up question, maybe at a different day, different time. Take care. Have a nice day. Be safe. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Holy moly. Well, Fama and French have written tons of papers. They like working together. They have worked together for decades now. So I don't know which paper you're referring to. They've written so many. What you might want to do, though, if you kind of just want an overview of everything, there's a website. I think it's still up. Let me just double check. The Fama French Forum. I think it moved. Yeah, here it is. The Fama French Forum is at Fama French, one word, Fama French, FAMAFRENCH, .dimensional, because they work for Dimensional Funds, .com. And there they have, a bunch of their stuff. Their essays, questions and answers. You should be able to go back through that and determine what you're looking for. Or you could just send the that information along with your next question, and I'll do my best to combine them all into one answer. So thanks for calling, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And as I said, there's another way to get your questions to us, and that's to record them. Really, actually just record them. And this is great if you have a USB mic or some sort of mic hooked up to your computer, because they sound good. You can record them with the little microphone button at talkingrealmoney.com on the contact form. It's so easy. It's actually easier than making a phone call, and it does sound better, too.
I love the show. Quick question. If I were to engage in some tax loss harvesting, and I would sell one security to buy another, what's considered substantially identical? If I were to sell, for example, VOO, the S&P 500 by Vanguard, and buy IVV, the S&P 500 by BlackRock, would that be considered substantially identical, or is that a new security and therefore not a wash sale? Thank you.
Well, that question ties nicely into our last one. If you have a Standard & Poor's 500 fund, and it just holds the S&P 500 in the same amounts as the S&P 500 allocates across the index. If it's an index fund, in other words, and it's the S&P 500, they're identical. They are considered to be identical securities. However, if you had the Vanguard S&P 500 and you wanted to move into the Vanguard Total U.S. Fund, that you could do, because even though the vast majority of the S&P Total U.S. Fund is in the S&P 500, it is not just the S&P 500. You get a little small and mid and stuff. So you're going to get performance that's similar, but not identical. But if the two securities are considered, if you look at them and you cannot tell any difference in the allocation percentages, and they both have the same thing in their name, and basically they build the portfolio the exact same way, despite differences in fees and the like, that is substantially identical and will incur the wash sale rule, which will invalidate your loss. And you don't want that to happen when it's so easy to find something that's just similar. Just another large cap growth fund that isn't just the S&P 500, that goes a little further afield, will accomplish the same purpose. And then if you really want to be in the S&P 500, you can go back into it after 31 days. But why not just have the broader total market? Thanks for the very good question, and thank you all for the very good questions. I appreciate them a lot. And you can call us anytime with those at 855-935-TALK, or send them in at talkingrealmoney.com on the contact form. And another quick reminder, if you have one of those questions that's really involved, it's very specific to your portfolio. You've got X, Y, Z, A, B, double B, 33, 92, hike. You got all of this stuff in your portfolio. You just get this hodgepodge of stuff. You don't know where to put what or how to get it straight, or you're trying to finally build a portfolio for your retirement, or you're trying to get a plan for whatever that goal might be, and you just don't know how to get started, and you're frustrated and bewildered, or you made some bad decisions and you just want to straighten it out, or whatever else, get in touch with us. Just go to vestory.com. That's our advisory firm. Set up an appointment with one of our advisors. It's so easy. It's really, really, really easy. Set it for any time. Set it by phone or Zoom or in person, even with masks, although that may change. With COVID spiking again, we may just go to the electronics again. We're not doing a lot of in-person meetings anyway, but I digress. Go set it up at vestory.com on the calendar there, or call and make an appointment at 800-386-3004, 800-386-3004. That's different than our call in the show number, which is 855-935-TALK. But the easiest thing to do is to go to vestry.com. All right. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. We'll do another one for you tomorrow, and then the day after that, and probably the day after that, and so on and so forth. And tell your friends if you like them. Spread the word. The more, literally, the more, the merrier on a podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm Don McDonald.
Talking real money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.